Hello, I am here to drop in with all of you around the full moon we have building, that full super moon in Capricorn, and to look at the energies in play and how we can best work with all of these interesting elements in the mix and what kind of opportunities they can put on our paths and how we can best align ourselves with those opportunities. All right. I will be pulling some cards. This is going to be a collective read, and I'm also going to just kind of talk about the astrology a little bit. And then what will follow as we move through this week, I'm going to do individual videos for each of the signs, okay? So you can really get a clear view of how this lunar cycle is going to affect your particular sign and significant placements in your natal chart. So sun, moon, rising, Venus, and north node. And whenever I call out signs in a read, I am looking at all of those, you know, significant placements, or even if you have that house associated with that sign strongly activated, because you got a lot of planets loaded there. Even if it's not in that sign, the house, you know, having a full house, it can make a big difference, okay? And it's interesting, this full house energy, because there is a risk element in play, you know, kind of hedging your bets, you know, that rolling the dice sort of energy in play with this full moon that's building here. It is the brightest moon, okay, that we're going to have this year, the biggest, brightest moon. And it's very much like a spotlight kind of energy. Spotlight works one of two ways, right? You know, it's like either a spotlight can kind of like shine on you and give you like your moment to step into your success and be recognized for the work you've done, sort of get your flowers, you know. Or a spotlight can be used to, you know, like a searchlight. Look for the keys you need to move forward. We just had something fly out there, so there's probably a message there. Spotlights can also reveal what's in the dark that can't be seen, you know, and there is going to be a lot of this illumination energy coming forward. Things are going to be seen. We're very much collectively in this position where we're stepping out of the crossroads, okay? Things have been on hold. We've been doing a lot of kind of heavy slogging, you know, through the muck kind of work, doing our healing work, looking at our shadow shit. Also restructuring things in our life so that we're moving forward in empowering ways, making healthy decisions, getting out of the kind of dysfunction, you know, of coping mechanisms, and actively dealing with our growth process, you know, holding space for what we need to have come up and out so we can heal, so we can move forward in an empowering way on our path, and all that that entails. And some of that's also been about, you know, just shedding negative day-to-day habits, complaining coming front and center, you know, having a lack of gratitude, not appreciating what you do have present in your life, focusing more on the lack, you know, recognizing the way that this sort of develops a scarcity consciousness. And that scarcity consciousness actually does manifest in your outer reality. It manifests in, you know, financial troubles. It manifests in not feeling satisfied in your connections with others, you know, not feeling like your heart is really aligned with your work, you know. It's all about first embodying that energy within ourselves. And we're being given this opportunity to move into expansion with the big Jupiter energy in play that's out there, that got brought in with that new moon in Cancer we had, okay, that kicked off this cycle. And now we're reaching the culmination point of that. With Jupiter in play, though, there was a tough aspect, you know, it was square. And with Jupiter being square like that, you know, there can be a tendency to get a little too motivated by the ego. There can be a tendency to get too locked into this place of needing things to be a certain way, trying to exercise too much control, not moving into the true expansion that's more about dropping into like the instinctual side, the side of you that's feral, the side of you that's in connection with the elements and can, like, you know, pick up the scent of the trail and find the way through, feel your way through. There's this like need to like lean in right now. There's been a lot of in the head energy. Like there's been a lot of this in the head energy with this 9 of Swords in reverse for the collective. We're coming out of this now, okay? We're coming out of this in this like Leo season, all right? We've had the things kind of hounding us and on our back. Some of you have been struggling with different addictive qualities, okay? And these like addictive qualities don't just have to do with necessarily substances, because we have to remember there was also a big Neptunian energy in the mix that came in with that new moon, all right? And just the water nature in and of itself, okay? So it's like, yeah, some of that can be related to having problems with alcohol or having problems with drugs, or, you know, having opiates just came in. Like those of you who have been through healing processes and were, you know, put on pain management medication, you know, through your surgery, and the way that this has ended up being an issue. It's just coming in. I'm going to speak to whatever is coming in. I'm getting the download right now, okay? But I feel like a lot of you have been doing healing work, you know. I do think some of you have been overcoming alcoholism, okay? I see these cups spilled out. I think that you really kind of had a wake-up call and you said, I'm not gonna like live in this place anymore where I have this fucking thing on my back. You know, I want to be free of this. I don't want the burden of this anymore. I don't want the sleepless nights. I don't, it's not covering it up anymore. This is what I just got. You know, it's like, I tried to drown my demons, but instead I found them in there, like, you know, doing synchronized swimming. I don't know why I just had 7:07 on the clock when I said that. So shout out to my, you know, my peeps back home, you know, in the 707 area code. That's like Sonoma County. So there might be somebody in that area that received that memo and it's really speaking to you. But, you know, I see this. There's been this real healing process, right? You know, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm spilling these cups out. I'm fucking sick and tired of the towers it brings in my life. You know, the way I sabotage myself with these things I hold on to that give me this false sense of control. I think you went through your tower, you know, and now you're going to see the other side of that. You know, you're going to see what happens as a result of that. You know, you've been through that dark night of the soul. You're looking towards Leo season. Leo season is when the sun really starts to come in. It's when 8 on the clock, when I said that, that's like the manifestation point, okay? Leo season, especially once we're, you know, really in Leo season in August, is when you're going to feel the lightning and the brightening and the coming on the other side of everything you've been through. This is also Aquarius collective energy right here, okay, with the star. And the star is all about staying focused on the light, staying focused on the light. We've been through a lot of shadow work, all right? And it's good and it's positive and it's powerful, but it's also important that we remember the light right now. What was the light that came in through those struggles, through those challenges? This is what we need to build at this point. It's sort of what's required. We got to let the lights come on in the room. We got to look at where we're still tripping ourselves up, okay? Because we're kind of fumbling around in the dark. It's time to let that light illuminate things for us. And that's really the energy of this full moon that's coming in Capricorn. It's going to really show us where the work is to be done still, you know? And there's a lot of positivity to that. There's also going to be a need to kind of build a bridge between that, like, okay, let's face the facts, just the facts, you know, that Saturn energy, and build a bridge to the heart, you know, to drop into that feeling nature so that you can really be guided forward from a level of intuition. It was wild. A red cardinal just flew by the window there, okay? Big message from spirit, okay? And I think this is the key, you know. It's also getting really in touch with your environment in that instinctual way where you're able to spot the ways that life is speaking to you through this lunar cycle, guiding you to your next steps. Because I believe that the way forward is going to be very much illuminated with this energy. It's very much going to be illuminated. You're going to see the way through. And it's going to lead to a new beginning. It's just getting there along the way, you know, and not getting caught up in the bullshit, so to speak, because the reality is with that Jupiter energy being inflated, it can lead to like, you know, what wants to come out is dickhead behavior. That's, but that's what it is. You know, it's like that big dick energy, like my way or the highway, very ego driven, argumentative, you know, this battling of wills. And that's not the right kind of expansion to move into, because that's what leads us to gridlock. The kind of expansion we're being asked to move into is this like, yes, okay, I'll take the medicine. I'll take the medicine. And when we take the medicine willingly, when we're willing to do the work, okay, Big Daddy Dom Saturn, I get it. I'll do what you say. I'll do the work, you know? I'll stop putting off my chores. 11:10 on the clock when I said that. That's what leads to the new beginning. And then, you know, you get blessed up with that sugar daddy Jupiter energy. Then sugar daddy Jupiter can come in and can sprinkle a little of the, you know, the sweet on you, you know. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. And it's that, what's on the other side of that step to face your fear from this position you're in the crossroads right now. It's that step. It's that 11:44 on the clock when I said that, okay? It's that step that brings you into alignment and has you stepping into your destiny, because you can see, if you just have the willingness to see, not only are you going to see, yeah, like, okay, this is my stuff. This is what I need to heal. This is the work that still needs to be done. I do see the places within me where I'm dancing with the devil, okay? And that energy is very front and center. I mean, Capricorn is represented as the devil in the tarot, okay? But the devil is just really, you know, the devil's in the details. The devil's in the details, but it's that side of us. It's what we've labeled the shadow. But to be truly empowered, you need to be in that integrated space where it's like, yes, I'm aware of my shadow. Your shadow, you know, your wounds, the challenges you've been through in your life, the hard stuff, the bitter stuff, it's how you've grown. You know, we get shaped when our feet are held to the fire, you know. We get burnt down to ash, and with ash, you know, it returns to the earth. New things grow, new things get sprout up from what's composted of the old life, you know. It's this quickening energy. This quickening energy is coming in big time, and it brings a lot of hope. It brings a lot of hope. But it's just remembering that, you know, we got to move out of that confusion. If you feel confused about anything right now, if you feel confused about what should I do, which direction should I go, what's the right choice for me, then you know you're too much in your head. You got to drop into your heart. You get into your body, man. Get into your body. Make contact with your body. Get into your body. Move your body. You know, a song came in for the collective. For this full moon energy, and it was Devil Inside by In Excess, okay? And every single one of us, man, the devil inside, I think it's about looking at that place inside of us that trips us up, you know, and brings us into those places of confusion where we feel divided. You know, when you know the direction you need to head in, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not by thinking it through. It's not by working yourself up into knots in your head. It's that you know what you know when you know it, right? You feel it. You feel it in your bones. There's like a soul recognition. And that's what you need to invite in right now, is that soul recognition, so that you can spot the way the devil in the details, you know, those little things that 1444 on the clock when I said that, the little things that trip you up. The little things, the little voice inside that is operating from that shadow that trips you up, you know. that gets you too like tripped up in your ego, you know, that gets you very myopic in your way of seeing things. We're meant to move into this like kaleidoscope, like technicolor, fractal energy. I don't know where that came from. But you know, we always think of flow, right? We always think of flow in terms of water, right? We always look at flow in terms of water. But you remember when you were a kid and you'd look through one of those kaleidoscopes and it was like there was this momentum and there was this flow and it was bright and it was technicolor and it was magical and it was shape shifting from one form to the next. It was fluid. I feel we're working with more kaleidoscope kind of energy, sort of a grab bag kind of experience where we're pulling together a lot of different aspects of ourselves with this Seven of Cups energy. And there's a bit of that glamour energy in play, you know, glamour magic. That's when you can really kind of like you invoke your manifestation by embodying it, you know, moving into that energy, expressing yourself as that energy, moving into that frequency. And I feel like there is this energy really in play. And it's about coming into alignment, you know, with this Four of Wands. All right. It's that 11-11 energy coming into alignment with spirit, but it's done through, look at what this figure and this Seven of Cups is doing. They're turning within. Yes, they're aware. They're aware of all the different possibilities of which door they could choose, which step they should take, you know, to move out of the crossroads. But they're not letting what is seen outside to inform their decisions. They're turning their energy within. And I feel like this is very important. There's this need for building the bridge between the head and the heart. It's not favoring one or the other. It's working with them in unison to make these choices. Yes, be clear, you know. Don't ignore the facts, okay? Don't have on rose-colored glasses. Look at things as they are, you know. Be able to have that level of discernment. Know where you need to cut things off. If you're feeling confused, understand that in some way, you know, you're too much in your head. You need to drop into your heart. You know, find time to get in connection with your body. Because there is a lot of exciting opportunities available too, you know, with this lunar cycle. The crossing influences, there is opportunity for wish fulfillment. You know, some things will really come to fruition. It's all about how you move and how you direct your energy though. And this is the trick. We're all entering like an initiatory cycle. It's about what you're really looking to create in your life and what does that look like to you. But in order to know what that looks like to you, you first have to feel it. You have to feel it within yourself. And by feeling within yourself what that reality looks like for you, what it feels like for you, you know, to step into what you're wanting to create, you know, how you wish to move forward, it illuminates what needs to be brought to an end, what's getting in the way of that, how the shadow is interfering with that manifestation. Okay, it all comes in intuitively. Queen of Cups, through listening to the intuition, through making that time to nurture yourself, come into your body, self-care, front and center, okay? To come back to that source within you, you know, which is all driven intuitively. High Priestess energy, front and center, okay? So we got big water sign collective energy here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming in really strongly with this particular message. But there's really like a need to nurture the intuition. There's going to be a lot of intuitive communication coming in. These next 8 weeks are really pivotal, all right? Next 8 weeks are really pivotal. Things are going to get moving, as in actually physically moving. We're going to collectively be taking a step out of the crossroads. You are going to choose what door you're going to go through. And if you've been having doubts up till now, with you know, this moon opposite Mercury, trine Uranus energy coming in with this full moon. You're really gonna get on board with your track, like your purpose track, you know? You're gonna get on board with that. You're gonna be very aware of what door you need to go through, because where you've been sort of operating in illusion and not looking at things as they are and feeling conflicted, you know, battling, feeling conflicted between the head and the heart. It's either this or that. Should I go that way or this way? Places where you felt pulled back and forth, you know, that have kept you locked in this place of, you know, disappointment, not knowing how to move forward, just knowing that you're not feeling at peace with where things currently are, that there is something that needs to turn around. I see the turnaround coming, you know, the turnaround is coming. There's growth that's come through this pause that you've had, you know. You've had to sit in this kind of hermit energy and really reflect on, where do I want to invest my time, my energy to see things grow? You spent some time, you know, getting a different view with that hangman energy, all right? Pisces front and center, spend a lot of time alone, right? You've been sitting in the shadow. You've been sitting in the shadow, and through that time you spent sitting, reflecting on, you know, what you didn't definitely know you do not want to repeat, okay? It allowed the light to come in, and as this light's been building in you, it's starting to inform you through getting back in touch with your own essence. You're a Shay, you know, it's starting to inform you how you want to bring your energy forward in the world. You're moving out of this place of lack. You're going to be stepping into this place of fullness, you know, but it begins in you, you know. You can't be left out in the cold unless you leave yourself out in the cold. This is about the ways that you've abandoned yourself, recognizing that, turning that energy around, overcoming the lessons of the past with the Strength card, you know, taming those parts of you that want to act out in destructive ways, in ways that you know that sabotage yourself, overcoming your addictions, overcoming your bad habits, working with that Saturn energy, you know, making a choice from here on out. I'm not going to live the way that I've lived before. I'm choosing higher rung of the spiral, man. I don't want to stay in the shadow. I've spent enough time nursing the shadow. I've spent enough time crying over the dead. It's time for me to live again. It's time for me to choose that light. It's time for me to turn around. It's time for me to face that sun. Let it warm me, you know? Let it break me open and give me that feeling of hope, promise for stepping into my future. It brings karmic balance. It's justice. Okay? Big Libra energy, front and center, okay? Paid the dues. You know, you can't stay in the shadow. At some time, you got to call your light forward. You can't stay in the shadow indefinitely, okay? And even within the shadow, there's light to be found, right? That message is always there for us during the difficult times in our life. You know, there's always that light that we can cling to, that there is another side to this experience. There's something on the other side waiting for me. It's also about the intuition, you know? When you can't get the lay of the land, you gain access to the light that guides you forward through dropping into your intuition, feeling your way through. You know, right now it's so important. Any choice you make, your next step out of the crossroads, 53 on the clock when I said that. So, you know, 5 and 8 energy there. The changes are happening, okay? You may find yourself going in an unexpected direction. And in fact, in this astro climate, fortune favors the brave for sure. We do have some brave energy in the mix due to the positive influence of Deneb, which is associated with the constellation Aquila, the eagle. And that eagle energy, what is eagle energy? Eagle energy, it's strong, it's spirit, okay? It's that connection to spirit, connection to great spirit. And it's freedom, you know, it's freedom. It's, I can't help it. I just have like that freedom rock, man. You know, that energy came forward, but it kind of is. It's like that get your kicks on Route 66 kind of energy. Like, be willing to kind of hit the open road. Be willing to open your mind, man. You know, rock out for a little bit and do things in a new way. Take that risk that maybe it's unconventional. Maybe it's something you've never done before, you know? Oh man, sentience. Maybe it makes you a little nervous, but are you more excited than you are nervous? Like, explore that. There's luck in these kind of experiences, but it's all about knowing the difference between what's impulsivity, what am I doing as something spontaneous to try to distract myself, you know, rather than doing the healing work. And what is like, no, this is like an excitement that's like lighting me up. And I feel this resonating with my soul. This is like bringing me more into my heart. This is aligning me with my growth. This is elevating my consciousness. Like, that's the way. That's the way, you know? And we see there's big fire sign and also water sign energy coming in for this. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculines in particular, you men may really be feeling this message. Anywhere you have strong placement in the chart, okay? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, or full house, okay? And also for those women with fire sign placements, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, there's some big beginning coming, okay? There's a big beginning coming. It's sort of this like Dr. Frankenfurter energy where it's that don't dream it, be it. I think you've been dreaming it, you know? I think you've been spending a lot of time in dream time. You've been spending a lot of time thinking about the ways you've held yourself back from really being who you want to be in this world, having the experiences you want to have in this world. And now's the time to like kind of cut off those things that have held you back from that expression. And yeah, might there be some disruption? There might be some disruption, but at the end of the day, if this is what's resonating with your soul, you got to follow your heart. Just remember that there's this need with this astral climate to be aware of, you know, there's a lot of sensitivities involved. There's a lot of sensitivities involved. So, you know, not so controlling, more flow, more openness, more moving forward in ways that aren't combative, you know? Temperance, right? Fire, water. We see temperance, the temperance angel, you know, balances the energies out. It's about coming into that place of balance. It doesn't have to be so extreme. It's about finding the middle way. There is a different way to move through challenging aspects in this particular lunar cycle, but it really involves building that bridge. It's building a bridge over what currently divides and moving more into that unifying energy where it's not all about ego driven. You know, yeah, it's about, you know, being mindful of the lessons you've learned. You know, it is about being practical and being structured, being organized where you need to be, and having healthy habits, having healthy practices, having healthy, you know, sort of time blocks in your life to focus on the essentials, to keep yourself nice and grounded. The foundation is very important, but it's also about marrying that energy with the stuff of your heart, the stuff that lights you up, the stuff that sets your soul on fire. 29 on the clock when I said that 11 energy, that's what brings you in alignment for the gifts that want to come in for you, okay? You know, things are going to build, you know, the light's going to start to come in. You've been waiting a long time. You've been hoping for this security, this solvency, you know, earth sign energy here with this Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving energy. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, all right? You're really growing something here. So be patient, be patient. It does bring security. It also brings happiness. You know, we see this love on deck, soulmate energy coming in front and center, okay? So there's beautiful things on the other side, but we're kind of in this final need to push, push and do the last bit of work we need to do to get the reward. We gotta, Spirit says, come on, you gotta work in partnership here. You gotta do your part. You can't just expect things to be handed to you. Oh, that temperance energy. Yeah, you want that 2 of Cups? You gotta balance things out, man. You gotta find the middle way. Find the place where head and heart meet, okay? And that's what brings what's on the other side of this full moon energy. And what does it bring? The Fool, a brand new cycle. 30:30 on the clock when I said that. There's helpful people there to help you out, guide you on the way forward. Look for a lot of synchronicity to come in. This lunar cycle is going to show you what door you need to step through and the adventure that's on offer for you. Make smart choices, all right? Don't fuck it up. There's wild card energy in play. Just be mindful. Are you coming from your ego? Or are you coming from your heart? Go with what marries the two. Go with your gut.